Good morning, students. Chapter 3, last topic, friction. What is friction? So let us understand about this in detail. Friction is the force that opposes or resists the relative motion between two bodies or surfaces in contact with each other. What does it mean? It means that friction always acts in the direction opposite to the direction of motion of any body. Suppose if we move a table towards north, then force of friction will act on the table towards south. Similarly, if we move a bucket of water on the floor towards left, then friction will always act between the floor and the bucket towards right side. Okay, so frictional force always act in the direction opposite to the direction of motion of the body. You must have seen, if we move a ball rolls for some time and after that it gets slowed down and then eventually comes to rest. Why it is so? Because while it is moving, it experiences a force that is in direction opposite to the motion. Opposite to its motion means that continuous frictional force acts on the ball in the direction opposite to its motion. Opposite to its motion means if ball is moving this side, the force of friction acts in this side. Okay, and this opposing force is called friction. So friction is the force that opposes or resists the relative motion between two bodies or surface in contact with each other. And you must have seen friction is caused due to irregularities on the surface of object in contact. What is this irregularities on the surface? Let us see this matchbox. Through this you can understand. You can see this surface is rough. This is called irregularities present on this surface. If you will observe it carefully, you will see that there is a tiny hills, or you can say grooves present on this surface. Or when any two surfaces come in contact with each other, these hills or grooves interlocked with one another, and thus it opposes the motion. And why we are able to light the matchbox? Because when we rub the matchstick on this surface, frictional force present on this surface helps it to produce the spark. Okay, you can see this surface. So friction is caused due to irregularities on the surface of object in contact. Now next is, what are the properties of friction? So there are certain properties. First is, friction always opposes relative motion. Yes, definitely friction always opposes the motion. That's why it slows down, ball slows down, and ultimately it stops after moving some distance, because there is a opposing force, that is friction. Next is, friction produces heat. You must have observed, you must have feel that whenever in winter days, when you rub your hand, what happens when you rub your two palms together and touch your cheeks with them? We feel warm because friction present on our hand produces heat. So friction also produces heat. And also when the tires of moving vehicles and the moving parts of a machine also become hot when it moves continuously, because of the friction present on the surface, which produces heat. Next is, friction causes wear and tear. Yes, friction causes wear and tear. That's why wearing out of our soles of the shoes, you have feel. That's why we buy the new shoes, because its soles get weird, and we buy the new shoes because its surface becomes smooth and it slowly get tear. Okay, you can see the picture. The groups present on the new shoes, it looks like that. It helps us to move on the ground properly, because this increase the friction. Okay, and after a few days it become like this, because friction present on the ground and on the surface of the shoes, it gets wear and the shoes slowly get tear. So friction causes wear and tear of the surface in contacts. Not only shoes, but you have seen that the parts of a machine also wear out due to friction. Or one machine is replaced by the other. Time to time we have to change the machines. Time to time we have to change the things which we use. Okay, that's why friction causes wear and tear. So these are the three properties of the friction. Next is factor affecting friction. What are the factors which affect friction? So first is nature of surface in contacts. Definitely nature of the surface affects friction. If the surface is rough, the more friction is present. If the surface is smooth, then we can say less frictional force is present on the surface. Friction arises due to irregularities on the surface of the object. The more are the irregularities, greater will be friction. Since a smooth surface has lesser irregularities as compared to a rough surface. That is why friction is less for a smooth surface and friction is more for rough surface. So nature of the surface is very important. That's why friction depends upon the nature of surface. Next is weight of the body. Yes, friction depends upon the weight of the body also. Because look at this figure, you will understand it more better. Suppose if a body is very heavy, you can see the man is pushing this box. If this box is very heavy, it is very difficult to push it on the ground. And if the box will be less heavy, then we can easily push it. So why it is so? Because a body kept on the ground experiences the normal force exerted by the ground, which is equal to the weight of the body. So if the body is heavier, then the normal force exerted on it will be more. And greater the normal force experienced by a body, greater is its frictional force. If the more normal force experienced by the body is more, then the frictional force is greater on such bodies. It means if the weight of the body is more, you can say greater is its frictional force. And it is very difficult for us to move the body on the ground. So friction depends upon the weight of the body and nature of the surface, but it does not depends upon the area of the surface, because for any two given surface, friction is independent of the shape or area of the surface in contact. It does not depend upon the area. It depends upon the two things, nature of the surface or weight of the body. Next is types of friction. So I have written there are various types of friction: static friction, kinetic friction. Kinetic friction means, kinetic means movement, moving. So kinetic friction has two kinds, sliding friction and rolling friction. These are the two types of kinetic friction only. Okay. Static friction. Static means, the word static means stationary or rest, not moving, you can say. So the friction that exists when the bodies in contact are at rest with respect to each other is called static friction. Means you can understand, suppose, take an example. Suppose we want to move a heavy object. Suppose a heavy object is kept. It is very heavy and we want to move it. Placed on a table. Suppose it is placed on a table or anywhere on any surface. To do so, we start pushing the object with a small force. And in response to the applied force by us, the force of friction also opposes the motion of the object. Means friction is also present. Here it start acting in the opposite direction and it remains at rest only. It will not move. And gradually we increase the applied force. Suppose we will apply the force more force will be applied by us. The force of friction also keeps on increasing. The force of friction will also increase. Therefore, due to static friction, the applied force is balanced and the object remains stationary. It will not move. And suppose if further increasing the force, the object begin to move on the table or any surface. and this maximum force of opposition that acts between the object and the surface in contact so that the object remains at rest even with an external acting on it is called static friction. And we can say if the applied force is less than or equal to static friction, the body does not move. But if the applied force is more than static friction, then the body will start moving. So static friction means the friction that exists between the body in contact at rest. When the body at rest means static friction is present there. If you are not able to move the body, it means static friction is present there. Next is kinetic friction. Kinetic means, as I have told you, movement, moving. So kinetic friction is the friction that exists between two bodies when the applied force overcomes static friction. Means suppose applied force overcomes static friction, then what will happen? Body will start moving, and sliding and rolling friction are the two types of kinetic friction. So sliding friction means body starts sliding on the surface. So sliding friction you can define friction that exists between a body and a surface when the body slides over it is called sliding. Suppose this matchbox is sliding on this paper. So if this body is sliding on this, means sliding friction is present between this body and this paper. Okay. Next is rolling friction. When an object rolls over surface, the friction that exists between them is called rolling friction. You have seen some wheels are attached on some heavy boxes. Why the wheels are attached to that? Because it is very easy for the box to move on the surface. That creates the roll. It creates a rolling friction over. That's why you must have seen that in heavy boxes or in heavy machines, wheels are present on its lower surface. It helps us to move the object from one place to another place, because between them, surface and the object, the rolling friction is exist there. So it needs more force to slide an object on a surface than to roll it. That is why heavy objects are moved using rollers, which makes the movement easier. And also some vehicles like bicycle, cars, trucks have wheels to make them move easily. So you can say the force required to start a motion is maximum as compared to the force required to keep a body in motion. Therefore, static friction is more than kinetic friction. And if you have to compare it, that which friction is more, then you can say rolling friction. Static friction is more than sliding, then rolling. Means rolling is less and sliding is more than rolling, and static is more than sliding. So maximum friction is static friction, then sliding, then rolling. It is less, it is more, and it is most. Okay, we can compare it like that. Now students, there are some few topics like advantage and disadvantage of friction that is given in your book. That is your homework. You have to read out, because now you have understood the friction. Now you can read out about its advantage and disadvantage. You will understand it easily. And some more topics are given like how can we increase the friction, how we can reduce the friction by polishing the surface, by lubricating. Okay, we can increase or we can decrease or we can increase by making grooves on the surface, by making the surface more rough. These topics are easy, you can go through it. Now exercise question answer you have to do. Any doubt you can ask me in the group about the question answer. Okay.